Ladies and gentlemen, every one of us was born alone, and one day we will leave this earth alone. Between those two defining moments lies a journey filled with trials and challenges that often require us to stand, walk, and sometimes fight alone. The ability to survive alone is not a curse, it is a blessing. It is the crucible in which true leaders are forged and the training ground for personal greatness. Those who learn to thrive in solitude discover the power within themselves that no external force can diminish. Imagine the eagle soaring high above the clouds. It flies alone, undeterred by the absence of a flock. Its strength is not derived from the companionship of others, but from its own ability to navigate the skies. Similarly, each of us must cultivate the resilience to rise above the need for constant approval, validation, or even assistance. Too often, we find ourselves leaning on others to an unhealthy degree, whether for comfort, security, or direction. But when we depend on others more than we depend on ourselves, we create cracks in the foundation of our lives. A house built on someone else's support will crumble when they are no longer there. There will come seasons in your life when the crowd disappears. The applause will fade, the compliments will cease, and the hands that once lifted you may no longer be there. What will you do then? Will you falter or will you rise? Those who are ready to survive alone do not crumble in such moments. Instead, they thrive, knowing that solitude is not a void but a space for growth, reflection, and transformation. Then there will be indisputable proof, faith and transformation. It is in these quiet moments, when no one is watching, that we find clarity and strength. It is where we confront our true selves, free from the noise of the world. People are a gift, but they are also temporary. Relationships, no matter how strong, are subject to change. People grow, they move, they make decisions that may not align with your vision. If your life is built around others, whether their opinions, their approval, or their presence, your stability is at risk. However, when your foundation is your purpose, your calling, and your vision, you remain unshakable. Purpose does not leave, it does not waver. It is the anchor that holds you steady when everything around you is uncertain. End quote. Some believe that self-reliance is selfish, but I tell you, it is the exact opposite. How can you truly give to others if you cannot sustain yourself? Self-reliance is the ability to stand strong so that you can extend a hand to others without being pulled down. It is not about isolation but preparation. The stronger you are as an individual, the more capable you are of lifting others. There will also be times when your vision will be tested. These are the moments that will determine whether you truly believe in what you are pursuing. Can you continue to work toward your goal when no one else supports it? Can you keep going when the path seems empty? These times of isolation are not meant to discourage you, but to refine you. They strip away distractions and reveal the authenticity of your commitment. Remember, the crowd often follows the one who first dared to walk alone. Already, surviving alone teaches you resilience, resourcefulness, and the ability to adapt. It builds character, sharpens your skills, and deepens your confidence. When you have mastered the art of surviving alone, you become the kind of person others gravitate toward. Not because you need them, but because they see in you a strength they desire for themselves. Dependency breeds weakness. Independence breeds strength. True strength lies in your ability to function independently, not in the crutches of others' support. Learn to lean on your purpose, not people. Solitude is not a punishment. It is a privilege. It is the space where the distractions of life fade and the noise of the world grows silent. In that stillness, we confront the raw truths about ourselves, stripped of the external influences that often shape our decisions and distort our identity. Solitude is the furnace of growth, a place where the impurities of doubt, fear, and insecurity are burned away, leaving behind a stronger, purer version of who we are meant to be. So, throughout history, some of the most profound transformations in individuals' lives have taken place during seasons of isolation. It is in these moments that visionaries find clarity, leaders refine their strategies, and dreamers solidify their resolve. Isolation may seem lonely at first, but it is often the soil in which greatness is planted. When you embrace solitude, you give yourself the opportunity to think deeply, to reflect honestly, and to recalibrate your focus without the interference of external opinions. Consider this: a seed does not grow in the open air. It must be buried beneath the soil, surrounded by darkness before it can sprout. That period of isolation is necessary for the seed to develop roots strong enough to sustain its growth. In the same way, your moments of solitude are not barren or empty. They are filled with potential. It is in the stillness that your roots grow deeper, anchoring you in strength and resilience. But solitude is not just about reflection. It is about action. It is in the quiet that we can hear the whispers of wisdom and the stirrings of inspiration. When we are alone, we are forced to rely on our inner resources. We must ask ourselves the hard questions. Who am I when no one is looking? What do I truly value? What am I willing to fight for, even when I stand alone? These questions refine our character and sharpen our vision. These questions refine our character and sharpen our vision. Yet, many fear solitude because it forces them to face themselves. They avoid the quiet, filling their lives with noise and distractions to drown out the voice of truth within them. But avoiding solitude is like avoiding a mirror. You cannot improve what you are unwilling to see. Growth requires honesty, and honesty often requires silence. When you embrace solitude, you give yourself permission to face your weaknesses and embrace your strengths. The difficulty, I believe, is that when you embrace solitude, you give yourself permission to face your weaknesses and embrace your strengths. In solitude, you also discover your true motivations. Without an audience, there is no applause to seek, no critics to fear. Your actions and decisions are guided solely by your convictions, not by the expectations of others. This is where authenticity is born, where you stop performing and start living. The ability to grow in solitude is what sets apart those who are driven by purpose from those who are driven by popularity. Solitude is also where creativity thrives. Without the constant input of others, your mind is free to explore new ideas and solutions. Some of the greatest innovations in history were born from individuals who spent time alone, thinking, experimenting, and dreaming. Solitude creates space for creativity to flourish because it removes the clutter of comparison and competition. If you find yourself in a season of isolation, do not resist it. Embrace it. Use it as an opportunity to develop yourself, to refine your skills, deepen your understanding, and strengthen your resolve. Remember that solitude is not a void, it is a gift. It is the time and space you need to grow into the person you are destined to become. The most profound transformations often occur in the silence of isolation. Learn to embrace solitude as a platform for personal development. In those quiet moments, you will find clarity, strength, and purpose. Then, life is filled with seasons, and with each season comes change. People will enter your life, bringing joy, companionship, and lessons. But just as the tides shift and the seasons turn, people may also leave. It is a truth we cannot escape. Relationships are temporary. They are precious gifts, but not permanent fixtures. If we anchor our identity and stability to the presence of others, we risk losing ourselves when they are no longer there. But when we anchor ourselves to purpose, a higher calling that transcends the ebb and flow of human relationships, we remain unshakable, no matter what storms arise. Relationships are an essential part of life. They provide comfort, growth, and connection. But we must recognize their transient nature. Some people are with us for a lifetime, but most are with us for a season. They come into our lives for specific reasons, to teach us, challenge us, or support us during a particular moment. When that purpose is fulfilled, they may move on, and we must learn to release them without losing ourselves in the process. Your purpose, however, is eternal. It does not waver and it does not leave. It is the thread that weaves through every season of your life, tying together the moments of joy, pain, and growth. Your purpose is not dependent on who is with you or who has left you. It is independent of circumstances and relationships. Anchoring yourself to this higher calling equips you to navigate any storm because it gives your life meaning and direction that cannot be taken away. But I'd never forget the words of my father. Provide for onward success by giving it to all. When we place too much weight on relationships, we risk becoming overly dependent. We may look to others for validation, security, or fulfillment. While people can contribute to these things, they cannot be the source. People are fallible. They may fail you, disappoint you, or even betray you. But your purpose is infallible. It does not falter or change based on human actions. It is the one constant in a world full of uncertainty. Purpose also provides clarity during moments of loss. When someone leaves your life, whether by choice or circumstance, it can feel like a storm has swept through, leaving you adrift. But when you are anchored to your purpose, you are not destroyed by the storm. Instead, you are reminded of your foundation. Purpose becomes the lighthouse that guides you through the darkness, helping you to rebuild and move forward with strength and confidence. It is important to value and cherish the relationships you have, but never at the expense of your purpose. When you live for the approval or presence of others, you compromise the very essence of who you are. But when you live for your purpose, you attract the right relationships, those who align with your calling and contribute to your journey. Purpose-driven relationships are not rooted in dependency, but in mutual support and growth. Purpose also empowers you to make hard decisions. There will be times when pursuing your purpose means letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. This is not an easy task, but it is necessary. You must prioritize the mission over the moment and the calling over the comfort. Those who are meant to walk with you will stay, and those who leave are simply not meant to continue on your journey. Consider this. A tree may lose its leaves in the fall, but its roots remain strong and deeply anchored in the ground. In the same way, you may lose people along the way, but your purpose will keep you grounded. It is your foundation, your source of strength, and your guiding light. Relationships may come and go, but your purpose must remain steadfast. When you anchor yourself to a higher calling, you are equipped to weather any storm, endure any loss, and rise above any challenge. Purpose is your compass, and as long as you hold on to it, you will never be lost. Self-reliance is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is the foundation upon which all meaningful contributions to the world are built. To rely on yourself is not to isolate yourself or reject the support of others, but to ensure that your well-being, purpose, and strength are not dependent on external forces. True self-reliance is about taking responsibility for your own life, developing the skills and mindset needed to sustain yourself, and building the inner reserves required to face life's challenges. Some might say that focusing on self-reliance is selfish, but nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, self-reliance is what enables you to be of real value to others. Imagine a cup that is empty. It has nothing to pour out. Similarly, if you do not have enough emotional, mental, and physical resources for yourself, how can you possibly give to others? You can only share what you possess. You can only share what you possess. By sustaining yourself, you create the capacity to uplift, serve, and contribute to those around you. Self-reliance begins with acknowledging that you are responsible for your own life. No one else is obligated to ensure your success, happiness, or well-being. This doesn't mean you cannot receive help or support, but it does mean that you must not depend on others to define your worth or sustain your life. Dependency creates vulnerability. It ties your stability to something you cannot control, other people. But self-reliance liberates you. It puts your life in your own hands, empowering you to build a future on your terms. And consider this. In moments of crisis, who is the person you rely on the most? The answer should be yourself. You are the one who must face the storms of life, navigate through uncertainty, and find solutions to problems. If you are not equipped to stand alone, you will struggle to stand at all. Self-reliance is about preparing yourself for those moments so that you can meet them with confidence and strength. One of the most important aspects of self-reliance is developing the skills necessary to sustain yourself. This could mean financial independence, emotional resilience, or the ability to make sound decisions. Each of these skills contributes to your ability to live a stable and fulfilling life. When you rely on your own abilities, you become less susceptible to the ups and downs of external circumstances. You create a life that is stable, secure, and rooted in your own effort and determination. That's a very different skill set, and it pays off. Self-reliance also strengthens your character. It builds discipline, perseverance, and confidence. When you overcome challenges on your own, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This sense of accomplishment is invaluable. It gives you the courage to face even greater challenges in the future, and the assurance that you can handle whatever comes your way. But self-reliance is not just about you. It is also about what you bring to others. When you are self-reliant, you are not a burden on those around you. Instead, you become a source of strength and support. People can depend on you because they know you are dependable. You become a leader, someone others can look to for guidance and inspiration. In relationships, self-reliance creates balance and mutual respect. When two self-reliant individuals come together, they complement and support each other without creating dependency. This kind of partnership is built on strength, not weakness, and it allows both individuals to grow and thrive. In fact, the only monuments to the dream, both alliance, individual, and self-reliance, are the monuments to the dream. Self-reliance does not mean rejecting help or living in isolation. It means knowing that while others can assist you, the ultimate responsibility for your life rests with you. It is about creating a solid foundation for yourself so that you can weather life's storms and still have the capacity to help others do the same. Self-reliance isn't selfish, it's essential. It is the key to a life of stability, fulfillment, and contribution. Only when you've learned to sustain yourself can you truly give to others, not out of need, but out of abundance. Then, isolation is one of life's most honest and unforgiving tests. It strips away the applause, the opinions, and the noise, leaving you alone with your thoughts and your vision. In these moments, clarity is either gained or lost. Isolation does not weaken a true vision. It reveals its authenticity. When the crowd thins and there is no one left to cheer you on or affirm your direction, the strength of your vision is put to the test. It is here that you discover whether you are truly committed to your purpose or merely influenced by the expectations and validation of others. The last time I visited, my brother was sitting in the train station. There is a stark difference between a vision that is yours and one that has been imposed upon you by external influences. Many people pursue goals that sound noble or impressive because others have told them it's the right thing to do. But when isolation comes, when the audience is gone and you are left alone with your dream, you quickly realize whether it's truly yours. A borrowed vision cannot withstand the silence of isolation because it lacks roots. Only a vision born from within can endure the quiet, lonely moments when there is no external motivation to keep going. When you are alone, you have no one to lean on and no one to blame. Isolation forces you to take full ownership of your dream. It challenges you to ask difficult questions. Why am I doing this? Does this vision align with my values and purpose? Am I willing to sacrifice for this dream, even if no one else believes in it? These questions can be uncomfortable, but they are necessary. They refine your commitment and separate fleeting desires from deeply rooted convictions. Isolation also strips away distractions, allowing you to focus solely on what matters most. In the absence of external voices, your internal voice becomes louder. You begin to hear the whispers of clarity and inspiration that were once drowned out by the noise of the crowd. This is where breakthroughs happen. This is where the next steps of your journey become clear. However, isolation is not easy. It can be lonely, discouraging, and even frightening at times. But it is also a gift if you are willing to embrace it. The ability to stand alone is not a sign of weakness. It is a mark of strength. It shows that your commitment to your vision is not dependent on the approval or support of others. It demonstrates that you are willing to pursue your purpose, even if it means walking a solitary path. History is filled with examples of individuals who discovered the authenticity of their vision in isolation. Think of inventors, leaders, and trailblazers who spent years refining their ideas in solitude before the world recognized their genius. Their vision did not falter in isolation because it was real, deeply rooted, and driven by purpose. The same can be true for you. It is also important to recognize that isolation is temporary. It is a season, not a sentence. The crowd may thin for a time, but if your vision is authentic and your pursuit relentless, others will eventually see the value of what you are building. But before that happens, you must first believe in it yourself. If you cannot stand alone with your vision, no one else will stand with you later. Do not fear isolation. Embrace it as an opportunity to test the authenticity of your vision. Use the silence to refine your ideas, strengthen your resolve, and align your actions with your purpose. Isolation may feel like a wilderness, but it is also a workshop, a place where greatness is crafted. When the crowd thins, your vision becomes clearer. The ability to stand alone often reveals whether your vision is truly your own. If it can endure the test of isolation, it is a vision worth pursuing, no matter how challenging the journey may be. Surviving alone is not just about proving your ability to stand on your own. It's about preparing yourself to stand alongside others with strength and purpose. The individual who masters survival in solitude develops resilience, wisdom, and self-awareness, qualities that become the cornerstone of effective leadership and meaningful collaboration. It is the paradox of independence. The more you learn to thrive alone, the more capable you are of contributing to and thriving within a community. In solitude, you learn lessons that cannot be taught in the crowd. You confront your fears, navigate uncertainty, and make decisions without the safety net of collective approval. These experiences sharpen your judgment and deepen your understanding of yourself. When you emerge from solitude, you bring these qualities with you, becoming a person who inspires trust and respect. People naturally gravitate toward those who are self-assured and grounded, and they are more likely to follow someone who has proven their ability to navigate life's challenges independently. Surviving alone is also a process of discovering your own value. When you no longer rely on others to define your worth, you become confident in who you are and what you bring to the table. This confidence is contagious. It reassures others and creates a foundation for strong relationships and teams. The one who thrives in solitude does not demand from others. Instead, they offer strength and stability, making them a cornerstone in any collective effort. When you can survive alone, you approach relationships from a place of abundance rather than need. You do not enter connections seeking to fill a void or leaning on others for emotional or practical support. Instead, you bring value to every interaction, whether it's in your personal relationships, professional partnerships, or broader community. This independence fosters mutual respect and healthy dynamics. Others are inspired by your ability to stand strong, and they are motivated to develop the same qualities in themselves. Leadership at its core is about guiding others through uncertainty and challenge. The one who has mastered solitude knows what it means to face adversity and emerge stronger. This experience equips you to lead with empathy and confidence because you understand what it takes to endure and overcome. People trust leaders who have been tested, and the test of solitude is among the most profound. It reveals character, integrity, and perseverance, all traits that inspire others to follow. Moreover, independence fosters innovation and creativity. When you have learned to rely on yourself, you are not afraid to think differently or challenge the status quo. This courage to innovate benefits not only you, but also those around you. A person who can generate solutions independently brings fresh ideas and perspectives to collective efforts, driving progress and inspiring others to think boldly. However, surviving alone is not about rejecting collaboration or isolating yourself permanently. It is about preparation. It is about building the strength and independence necessary to contribute meaningfully to a larger group. The person who thrives in solitude does not fear being alone, nor do they fear being part of a team. They are equally comfortable in both environments, knowing that their value is not diminished by either. Pure strength is not just about individual survival, it's about collective growth. The lessons you learn in solitude, resilience, adaptability, and self-reliance, become the tools you use to empower others. The one who has faced the storms alone knows how to guide others through them. Your ability to survive alone proves not only your strength, but also your ability to inspire and uplift those around you. The one who masters survival in solitude becomes the one others trust to lead. Your independence inspires collective strength. In learning to thrive alone, you equip yourself to thrive together, creating a foundation for leadership, collaboration, and shared success. Let me leave you with this truth. The journey to independence, self-reliance, and resilience is not one of isolation, but of preparation. Life will test you, strip you of comforts, and challenge your ability to stand alone. Not to punish you, but to prepare you for the greatness within you. Your ability to survive alone, to embrace solitude, and to anchor yourself to your purpose is the foundation for everything you are meant to achieve. Life promises no presence, no guidance, no counsel, no traveling or work. You must understand that standing alone is not a weakness. It is the birthplace of strength. It is in those moments of isolation that your vision is clarified, your character is refined, and your purpose is solidified. It is in solitude that you confront yourself, discover your own value, and prove to yourself that you are enough. Not because of who stands with you, but because of the one who created you. When you emerge from the fire of solitude, you do so not as a fragile survivor, but as a refined and resilient leader, ready to inspire others with your strength and your vision. The one who can stand alone is the one who empowers others to stand with confidence. The one who has endured in silence becomes the voice that leads with wisdom and conviction. The one who can stand alone becomes the one whose fate leaves no one behind, thanks to their presence and conviction. The one who can stand alone is the one who empowers others to stand with wisdom and conviction. So I challenge you, embrace the seasons when you must walk alone. Let them shape you, prepare you, and draw you closer to your true self and your higher calling. Remember that people may come and go, but your purpose is eternal. Build your life not on the shifting sands of dependency, but on the unshakable foundation of purpose, self-reliance, and vision. Stand tall, stand firm, and stand ready, because the world is waiting for those who have been tested, refined, and proven in the silence of solitude. The strength you cultivate in standing alone is the same strength that will empower others to rise, to believe, and to fulfill their own destinies. Go forth, and let your life be a testament to the power of purpose, independence, and unwavering faith. The